How's everything going over there? Almost finished?
Yeah, just about finished up.
Perfect. Just about finished up over here. Steph, did you hear that clock? Steph? Steph! What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel that takes you through the fog with season 2 of our countdown to HHN series, where for the entire month of August, we're gonna be doing fun and in-depth videos to get all of you guys excited and ready for this year's Halloween Horror Nights 31.
So in today's episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of talking about our normal announcements and speculations for what is coming to the event, we're gonna talk about something that we would have loved to see come to the event and what that might have looked like.
And that property that most of us were wishing and really hoping to see this year is Stranger Things Season 4. Now, Stranger Things Season 4 released this year on May 27th with Volume 1 and wrapped up on July 1st with Volume 2. The Netflix series was a huge success with streaming over 1 billion hours viewed. Yes, billion with a B. It also became a huge trend in itself amongst millions around the world on social media, with everyone running up that hill. We were also one of those that were following this craze as well.
Now, all year we have been speculating that Stranger Things Season 4 could be making an appearance at this year's event, but not all of our dreams can come true. And that's why in today's video, we will be make-believing what it would be like if Stranger Things Season 4 became a house.
Yeah, some of the things we're gonna talk about are like crowd levels, the popularity of what this house would bring to HHN, as well as some of the locations we could see it at, the concept and the layout of the house itself, and then our favorite topic, what foods could we see that are themed to Stranger Things Season 4 appear at HHN 31. Starting off with crowd levels. Now, just as we mentioned earlier, Stranger Things Season 4 did hit over 1 billion hours viewed, which goes to show you a whole lot of people did watch this season. Yeah,
we expect that this would be a headliner house, and it would also probably drive in a lot of crowds that aren't familiar with HHN. Just like back in 2018 for Halloween Horror Nights 28, which was when Stranger Things made its first appearance, it brought in a lot of crowds that maybe hadn't been to Halloween Horror Nights before, but heard about the Stranger Things house and really wanted to check it out.
Yeah, we're assuming that this year's probably gonna be the same one as those years as well. Now moving on to the next portion, which will be the location of the house.
So this one is a no-brainer. We definitely think that they would have to have this house in a soundstage. And the reason for that is they've had Stranger Things before, like we mentioned in 28, but also in 29. And for both of those years, they had that house in a soundstage.
Now, Season 4 for Stranger Things was a massive season for the series itself, where they did take place in tons of locations. We're talking about places like California, of course, Hawkins, Indiana, but even as far as Russia itself. So with this season featuring so many different locations, this house is definitely gonna be a long walkthrough just so they can feature some of those locations as well as some of the memorable scenes that did take place. So that's why it has to be in one of the sound stages.
Yeah, no shade to the tent houses. So moving on to our next section, which is going to be the house design or layout. Now, there are tons of different scenes that we could go over and a lot of different scenes that could be or should be in this house, like Chrissy in the trailer and the shootout in California and all of those, but we're going to go over just a few specific scenes that we think would absolutely need to make it into this house in detail.
One of the first scenes that we're gonna have to talk about is, of course, what the facade of the house is gonna be, and we think having that Creole house being the first thing that you walk up into and noticing that not so fun dinner party that the Creoles were having, where Henry Creole obviously didn't do good things to his family, but that should be the first thing that we think that guests should encounter when they walk into the house, is see the entire Creole house and walking up in. Just kind of like last year with Haunting of Hill House that they had, where you walk through the entire house like walking in. We think that'd be a really cool start to the house.
Yeah, and then of course you have to have the Hawkins lab with the flashbacks from the beginning of this season and all the this season was really dark. All of
Yeah.
the kids, all of like the different projects being killed by one, and that scene is scary. So it would make a really good like scene for one of the houses.
And then of course you cannot forget the awesome metal concert that we got from Eddie Munson himself in the Upside Down, distracting those demo bats. You have to see Eddie play his guitar on top of his trailer. So of course, as you would walk in this room, you can come around the trailer, see Eddie on top with Dustin. He's absolutely shredding the guitar. The demo bats are sweeping overhead. I think that'd be one of probably the hardest scenes for them to pull off, but if they can, that would be absolutely rewarding, because how awesome was that guitar solo by Eddie Munson?
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. And then we also, of course, have to have Russia in there with Murray and Joyce going to save Hopper. I think that the coolest scene for the house would probably be when they're in that like arena area, and you have Murray up on top and he has the flamethrower, and then you have the Demogorgon that actually comes out and Hopper fighting the Demogorgon with the sword, and then you can kind of walk through them and have both of those be a jump scare.
And then of course the finale with all of them fighting, we have to have that scene where you got Nancy, you have Steve and Robin facing Vecna in the attic, and of course Nancy shoots Vecna, which then he would fall out the window, and as you exit the Creel house, the same way that you entered the Creel house, you'll see Vecna there burning on the ground, or maybe disappeared like a Michael Myers effect, and that would be the end of Stranger Things season 4, just the way that you started, walking in the Creel house and then of course exiting the Creel house.
So those are the few rooms that and scenes that we think would work really well in the house. Of course, there are so many more scenes that could be in the house from Stranger Things season 4. It was a very long season, so there's plenty to work with there. But our next section is going to be what foods or treats would be at the event that are based on Stranger Things season 4.
Now, of course, the house is our favorite thing to talk about when it comes to like the layout and the concept and all, but these snacks and the foods that we could potentially see is secretly our favorite thing about HHN. So let's go to talk about a couple of things that we would see, which I think the biggest food type of item that they had in Stranger Things season 4 was Surfer Boy pizza. So imagine having an entire like food booth all themed to Surfer Boy pizza and featuring, yes, pineapple on a pizza.
Try before you deny.
And maybe some other types of pizzas that we would have at the event.
Yeah, I don't know how too many people would feel about the pineapple on the pizza, but you could have other options as well. This season isn't super heavy on like the food related things. We don't have as many like Eggos and things like that, but you could do like Murray's risotto that he makes for the kids when they come over.
Kids like risotto?
Because we know that HHN has been doing those like small plates the last few years, so you could do risotto maybe with some sort of sauce or something that he likes to make for the kids. And then the last thing that we thought of was the crunchy peanut butter that Yuri transports from America to Russia. You could have some sort of like crunchy peanut butter dessert.
Some type of dessert thing, yeah. It's not just gonna be a jar of Jif peanut butter, but they could do something along the lines of that. So that's gonna be it for us in this episode of our Countdown to HHN series, where we play the idea of what if Stranger Things season 4 came to this year's Halloween Horror Nights 31, which obviously it's not looking that way this year, which is a huge bummer because we had a lot of people really wanting to see this house at the event this year, but we can all dream, we can all hope that maybe one year we will finally get season 4 at HHN.
Be sure to leave a comment down below and let us know if Stranger Things season 4 were to come to HHN, what scenes would you like to see and what food items would you like to see at the event?
And if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and be subscribed to the channel so you guys are aware when we do post our upcoming episodes leading up to this year's HHN 31. And also to take it one step further in helping us create the videos that we do for HHN, be sure to join us as an exclusive YouTube member over on our main page where you guys can become exclusive members to the channel that takes you through the fog and see exclusive behind the scenes video just like what we shot the intro for today's video. But until the next video, we can't wait to see you guys there and catch you guys in the fog. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.